So, rebuilding this section now. What I've done is I've just used my calipers, probably my favourite tool. Very old ones too. I love them. They're a bit beat up, but they're very accurate, and I can just sharpen them when I need. So anyway, straight to it. I've just basically taken some measurements. So this width, this width, this width down here. Now there's a transgression from this height to this height, so it's different. There's a bit of a step up here. So this part is only going to be till here, because from then on it's straight, and that's quite a easy part. Easy in inverted commas. So this one, it's a little bit complicated. So just this reverse curve here and this part here, I'll probably end up having to cut and relieve it slightly. I'll try and use the shrinker and that to bring it down, but it's very, very tight. I don't have a press, so we'll see how we go anyway. And so I've got that one. They're quite rough, but they're there. And then I've made it in pairs. So generally what I do is I try and make, two pieces at one go. So I'll bring it back. Okay, so that's what I've come up with. I did end up having a relief cut that there, so that's, I'll put it in the sun. So this up to this indent here, and up to just underneath that spot weld that you can see I've crossed there. So this piece will fit over. I'm going to obviously cut this out, but it fits over, and there's just a little bit of trimming I've got to do here. Probably have to tune this in just a little bit, and it should be fine. There's always just a little bit of tuning anyway when you make a part, I suppose. If you really, pretty lucky if you get it dead on straight away. So this one's a little bit better, and that one fits just there like that. I'll probably end up cutting them just like this, because there's a slight relief, and it'll just take away that slight hump that's there, and it'll close this gap up too, because I'll take away 1 millimeter. But I'll see how I go. I'll try and do it without doing that, and but they look good, and it allows me to keep going forward. So this part will just be one longer piece, and then I'll cut it in half for there, and then there, hopefully. Yeah, I'll continue on, and obviously I haven't cleaned any of this, and it's just straight off the vise, and there's a few tooling marks on it, but I hope that just with a little bit of surface grinding I'll be able to just take that away. And anyway, I'm not too concerned, so I'll bring it back. So cut the piece out, cut the cancer out, just get a scrap piece and leave it large. Get a nice straight edge, give yourself about 1/2 mil gap, and then just tack it in. All you've got to worry about is the plane. So this level and this level are alright, and then you can work that one, leave all of this. From my past experience, that's the best way to go. I've tried to make these pieces before, and then you lose 1 millimeter or 2 in the bending, and it's never quite right. So I leave myself heaps extra. Now I can just come in with this piece, and I can weld that in. I will cut this though and bring that down, so it needs to come down. So this line is right, and then that line is right, and it'll come down, and then I can follow this line all the way across, and this one across, and then cut it with its appropriate little bit of flange, and then roll that over. It just doesn't work for me otherwise, so that's what I do. I'm sure there's plenty of other ways to do it, but to get me out of trouble, that's what I do. I leave the length on it. Just seems to be quicker for me anyway. So bring it back. Alright, so I've got it welded in. The welds are very proud. I do that on purpose. I don't like to get too much heat into the panel, so I just leave them sitting proud. I'm not even going to grind them down at all on the back side of this. It gives me meat on the front for when I go to weld. It'll be a bit of a heat sink, so if I ground that down now, it'll be so paper thin on the front that most likely I'll blow through and I'll warp the panel anyway. So the panel's not warped, it's very flat. There is a slight curve in it. There was already. So this part, let me just see. There is a bit of a warp in this, so most likely there'll be a little relief cut put there. And I mean, it fits pretty good. I haven't even gone for these edges to line them up properly yet, as far as filing back. But as far as alignment goes, it's looking pretty good. You could put a straight edge on that and that back edge, and remember that there's a bit of a joggle up here, so that's right where I've done it, so this won't meet anyway. So this is supposed to be down and then it comes up and then goes to this one. So I'm just worried about this line, and it's very close there. That's about it. So anyway, and then what I'll do now is I'll just get this line and draw across, and then that line and draw across, and then cut an appropriate length, more than what I need, and then trim it back afterwards. Then I can put this in. Bring it back. Alright, so I've been bashing away at that for a couple of minutes. I cut it away and it's not too bad. I think a bit more tuning's involved, but the line's not too bad. Put the piece in. I haven't even done this yet, so that's sort of where it'll sit. Then this will just get folded over, and it should look pretty close to how it did. Anyway, I'll keep going. Alright, I may have dodged a bullet on this side. Well, maybe not. This one's not as bad. There's a big dent there. I'll just hammer that out. But as far as the rust goes, there's just like a section here that is bad, and what I think I'll do is just cut a small section out here and lay something in and weld it up. It's not ideal, but it saves me having to hammer this over. I can get in there with a wire brush now and clean that up, so I think I'll be alright on this side. So yeah, a couple of holes. I thought about welding them up, but it's a little bit lacy, so I might try it. I'll see how I go. I'll bring it back. Not bad rust for a couple of weeks. It's amazing how quickly we get rust here. I'll just put that back up on the bus and let it do its thing for a while. It'll end up like that soon.